It started already.
Awesome.
I wonder why. I think it just started. Okay. Hello and welcome to Food Freedom Milwaukee Radio. I'm your host, Quinn Wilder, and you are listening to River West Radio WXRWLP Milwaukee 104.1 FM. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. So today we have a repeat guest.
Yes.
We have Shakara Berry, and we are, I'm sorry, did I say Shakara?
Yeah, you did
Oh
say
my gosh, Sharaka.
Sorry. I was gonna say it again, but I was letting you finish with your intro.
Thank you, man. Sharaka Berry. Yeah, I have to get that right. So thanks for coming back on. And you are back on after we had talked about kind of your background and the health and fitness things that you're doing, the things around food, hunger, food justice related issues.
Food justice. So I work for a nonprofit full-time, Food for Health, that does medically tailored meals, which are basically a medical intervention with food. So treating diet-related diseases by treating the diet that causes the disease.
So someone once said a long time ago, let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. Was that like an old Greek philosopher or something like that?
I don't know.
I don't know who that was. Maybe it was Hippocrates.
Yeah. we are a part of what's called FFMR, which is the Food is Medicine Coalition.
Oh, I see.
But we are really, and there's several different organizations that are part of the Food is Medicine Coalition, but we are the ones mass producing meals and shipping them across the country. And we're the only USDA FDA certified facility, so that's the highest certification you can get for these meals. The only one in the country, the only one in Wisconsin. I like to say the first, only, and best.
Wow. Yeah, that's a really impressive outfit that you guys have going on there. And congratulations on your promotion and your new position in that organization. How's that going, by the way?
It's a lot of learning. I'm learning a lot as I'm getting more into the manufacturing side and the more of the behind-the-scenes side from the community engagement side. And doing our best to make sure that we can get as much product out in the best way possible.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, like a big thing that I'm happy about is anytime there's certain times there's food that we can't use necessarily, or, there's little things with manufacturing. I make sure to donate our food. I've been donating some of it to, there's a Joseph's House across the street from us, which is a shelter. But then this other one, Sauce MK, I've been donating some of our extra food to Sauce MK.
Yeah, Gianni over there.
Yep, right down the street from here. So.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm planning on. So Gianni and I have known each other for a while. And we're gonna we're talking about how we can figure out how to work together. And since Food Freedom's starting to do more food-oriented things, even as we kind of grow our the native plant, our ecological justice side. We're going to be doing more and more food things. So we've already started doing some things with community gardens around food and having people, tried more nutritious food, maybe things they haven't tried before.
Yes.
Recently we had an event with a big giant pot of vegetable soup.
Yeah.
That we made, and it was interesting because one of the neighbors asked, "Well, what?" I invited this neighbor, and then neighbor said, "Well, what do you have over there?" And I said, "Vegetable soup." And he's like, "What? There's no meat in it?" And I said, "Nope, it's just vegetable soup." And he said, "Nope, I can't eat anything without meat in it."
Yeah.
That kind of blew my mind. How do you not eat anything? Why would you not be able to eat anything without meat in it? I don't understand. It just totally blew my mind.
Because they've been doing it their whole life, so it's difficult to just. What I find is interesting is the unwillingness to try something new. Like what do you have to lose? What I was thinking in a conversation I was having with myself.
Well, you lose some meat.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. But in a conversation I was having to myself about some of this is I'm like, people act like trying a new diet is going to kill them when they have their current diet is killing them. It's hilarious.
Well,
and
it's all about change, and I guess if you're eating a really bad diet, then you are killing yourself fairly quickly. And if you improve your diet, you would be making a change that would be killing yourself more slowly.
Yeah, and there's a lot to say about this. I think the other part of it, to get to urban nature connections in the being active part,
which is what we're here to talk about, urban
exactly.
nature connections.
Yes. I think a lot of people aren't aware of how bad their diet is because they're not using their body. They're not very active. They're sedentary. Me as someone who I'm doing triathlons, I'm running. If I eat something really terrible the night before I run in the morning, I feel it immediately. And I feel like my runs in the morning are basically a status check on my body.
Yeah.
If I didn't sleep well, I feel it. If I slept wrong on my shoulder, I feel it. If I ate poorly, I feel it.
Yeah.
And I think that some of this getting active, if we think of it a little different, not in like the sports of a competition or my value is in my athletic performance, but more of a status check on your body. Some people, it's been literally years since they've had to, bring their heart rate up. So they're unaware of how it feels. And as me being involved in some of this, I've seen it through with some community walks that aren't even that long, where now they feel like, oh, I'm about to have a heart attack.
Right.
And
just from a short, slow walk.
Exactly. And it's like they're unaware that their health has gotten that bad because they're never active. And then the more it's the poor diet feeds the sedentary lifestyle more because it
becomes sort of a downward spiral. You have less energy, so you do less. So you don't realize the state your body's in.
Yeah.
And then you keep eating poorly.
And to bring this to connection of why I think this organization is so important, there's an economy, and it blew up even more, but it existed before the pandemic. But there is an economy that's all about keeping you at home scrolling. The more you're at home scrolling.
Economy, social media, and all that.
And not just the attention economy, but DoorDash, delivery services for food, for all these services that keep you at home. It makes a lot of people way more money when you don't leave your house, when you're home. And when you're home alone, you scroll more, you buy more.
Man, it used to be that if you stayed home, then you spent less and you were less of a consumer, right? I mean, if you were home more, maybe you were making more of your own food from scratch and things like that, right? Or you were in your garden maybe, or talking with your neighbors or something. Like you'd have to go out in your car in order to actually buy things. But now
people buy things.
A big thing that's different.
Yeah, from loneliness. Yeah.
Oh, and then from the loneliness factor and the spiral of being socially disconnected.
Yeah, and then you add in streamers to this.
Gaming.
Exactly. Gaming there's a whole economy.
Pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So the more things that we can do to get people out in nature, with other people in their communities, growing food, being physically active. Yeah. So let's back up for a second.
Yep.
Because both of our organizations have a lot to do with with these, I call them the multiple crises we have in our country right now. Let's back up and give me some background about this new organization that's launching on Saturday. What is it called again?
So Urban Nature Connection. I always have to say connection. I always want to say connections, but it's connection without the S.
Yes.
I do have the About Us up real quickly. I'm going to read that. So Urban Nature Connection exists to break down systemic barriers and reconnect communities with the healing power of nature through inclusive programming, youth engagement, grassroots environmental restoration. We create equitable access to green spaces for all. Our work fosters resilience, wellness, a renewed sense of belonging, and proving that nature is not just a privilege, but a shared foundation for thriving communities and future generations.
That's beautiful.
One of the things I would say was so key about this for me, I don't think that we're going to really solve a lot of our big crises we're talking about, like the food chain, climate change,
consumerism,
if we don't get the urban population more engaged in nature.
Yeah.
How can I value something I don't see or I don't use? So how I see this, I'm the vice chair on the board, and so I really want to be a very engaged board member. I see 3 areas for this organization: education, activation, and then advocacy. Okay. The end route is to get everybody to be an advocate. But before we get there, advocating for what? First, you need to have the education of what you can do in Milwaukee County to be involved in nature. And we actually have amazing green spaces in the city, actually. Amazing green spaces. So first, the education of showing people the trails, showing people getting the canoes, right? How to use it. Then the activating the space, activating the river, then advocating for it.
What does activating mean in this case?
I would say activities, so getting people on trail walks, runs, gardening, activation in terms of using.
So programming, events, things like that.
Yes, because
in these spaces.
I think I don't know, I need a better word than education. I think sometimes when we talk about education, we're really talking about marketing. It's not enough that I just talk to you about, hey, there's these things there. I need to show people or get people invested in how to use them to the point where they're just going there, whether there's a program or not. And then when I need to advocate for cleaning up the river, advocate for cleaning up the trails, there's people who have a vested interest because they're using it. But also I think that what's so key about this organization is to reduce our community screen time and get people outside. And when we can get people outside, we can get people together. Yeah. So
I love it. I don't know what's better, education. I mean, education seems good. You said it kind of usually equates to marketing. It's maybe it's engagement or something, but
yeah, I just think sometimes in all sorts of community conversation where we're like, we need to educate the community, and it's like we actually it's not just I need to tell you that there's an issue happening.
Yeah.
What can you do about the issue? That's where I'm saying with the education, activation, advocacy.
Right.
Like it's not just enough to talk about it or get people informed, but I think also showing people how to get involved in the spaces. Yeah, engaged.
And connected.
Yes.
Connected to a space. So you want to care about a space when you've felt connected to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've had at least a great experience in it.
Yeah. And I'll speak for myself. The trails, there was a story maybe 2-3 months ago that was written about me, and I was talking about how I run the trails a lot. I do a lot of the trail running, and I'm very connected. Like, that's basically my favorite place in the world is the trails that are right around here. And I think a little bit about us that was talking about Buzz, that sense of belonging. Yeah. I don't know what it is about myself particularly. I'm okay with going in spaces where a lot of people don't necessarily reflect my identity or background, but that's not everybody. And so I feel fine in the trails, but I know a lot of people don't. And so trying to create activities to get people out there and letting people know that, like, there's no reason you should feel that you don't belong in a public space.
Right. And I know the kinds of fears that people can have they can be things like, because I've had this experience when I worked in residential treatment. Yeah. And I took a bunch of kids, almost all kids of color, to a little bit up north, to a park, to a picnic. Yeah. And that's when I discovered that when a lot of kids that don't have any experience outside of the strictly urban, concrete environment, have certain things they're really afraid of. And one is bugs. Yep. Bugs. Just, they're going to crawl on me or something and bite me or whatever. And you can't touch grass. You can't walk on grass because you're going to end up with bugs all over you, I guess. Right. And so that's a myth, right? Yeah. I mean, you have to be aware of, I guess, some bugs. You might get bitten by a couple mosquitoes or something, but it's not anything that bad. And the other thing is, things like poison ivy. Like, what if, I guess a legitimate one with bugs would be ticks. It would be ticks, yeah. But that's where you don't want to just brush up against tall things. Like walking on grass is okay. But then the other one is with plants would be things like poison ivy. And so sometimes just teaching people a couple things, maybe about a tick and about poison ivy, and now it seems maybe a lot safer. Yeah. And a lot more predictable and less dangerous to maybe walk through the river trail.
But you've also opened up the world more to a person in their mind where there's something else that they can do besides what they've been seeing. Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of communities need desperately is that different things to do, productive things to do. And you don't have to be like everybody else. there might be something you love, but you just didn't even try it, so
Right.
you don't know what you're missing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Urban Nature Connection
Yeah.
is who's the founder?
Yeah. Tim Scott.
Okay, Tim
Sorry.
Scott.
Yes.
And I have not met Tim Scott. I did not know
Mhm.
about Tim Scott, but I assume he's been in Milwaukee for a while.
Yeah.
I don't really know what his background has been, but
Yeah.
I think he did he try something a little bit like this before this?
Yeah, he was working on another nonprofit, Nearby Nature,
Oh,
but
right.
Nearby Nature eventually shut down.
I
and
was
so-
excited when I learned about Nearby Nature.
Yeah, so this is I guess the spiritual successor.
Okay.
And really what I would like to see and what I'm going to push and advocate a lot on the board is like get people active.
Yeah.
Get people on the river canoeing, get people in trail walks. Like
Right.
I want to see people be active.
Trail walks for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to see, hey, we're just gonna come and just talk about nature.
No.
Like get something that can get people really moving.
Yeah.
We need people moving in the city.
It occurs to me that one maybe kind of early type of event that would be a trail, but it wouldn't be one that's just totally surrounded by bugs and plants. Would be the beer line trail.
Yeah,
because a lot of it is paved, and
Yes.
every block you can kind of see different things are happening. It's almost a different kind of environment almost every block. If we're just going from, where does it basically start before those before that, where that probably on Burleigh, something like that?
yeah. From my understanding, there's where it starts on what would that be? The south end of it is by around North Avenue in Humboldt.
Oh, if you go way over there,
Yeah.
and they start there and then come up and start the diagonal of the beer line through River West.
Yeah,
but it kind of doesn't really go. I mean, south of let's see. I mean, I think it. Where does it start? I think it kind of starts after, around Corazon, doesn't it? Or where is it?
Around Corazon.
'Cause that's where you then run into the over by Blifford. You run into that storage facility that kind of blocks it. So it starts there.
Yeah,
I'd say at Burleigh at Corazon.
Yeah, I forgot there's technically two different names for the trails on both sides of the river, but there's trails on both sides of the river.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
just trails. But I'm just talking about how you've got one that goes through kind of an urban environment, and it's kind of interesting and different, and it's varied, and then it's paved. So it might be a little bit of a gateway trail for some people.
I think,
and then it's got Corazon at the end. And if you were going to do some kind of education where you gather at some point, that connector building at Kumba could be the place along the walk, where I can envision that. And there have been Weed Walk and Wonder events regularly. That Jill Capicchioni's been running out of Riverworks regularly. And I think those are still happening.
What I want to get people is in that river fishing.
In fishing in the river. Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, that's a big one. I can see a lot of people doing who may want to walk a little less, but that's still active.
I see, yeah. So just walking a little less, but still doing something outside and connecting with nature and all that. There's another. Are you aware of the regular walk that happens? And I think it meets right next to here at Daily Bird.
I'm not.
I think it's I think it's Sundays, probably mornings, maybe. And Roberto Sandoval, he announces them on Facebook and he arranges them, and people meet right here. And I've seen groups of over a dozen walking together. They tend to go down to the river, I believe, and walk. I haven't done one yet.
Yeah.
So there's some of these things already happening, which is kind of cool. Maybe they could work together.
Yeah, definitely trying to connect as many people from different networks as possible. I think that's another thing is that there's not a lot of publicly owned public spaces. So a lot of our interactions as a society comes from whatever business we work for.
Coffee shop or whatever, a business.
So
but when you think about outside and you think about parks or even the connector building, meeting room is kind of cool because that's open to the public to reserve.
Yes.
Those are really important spaces. Libraries have these.
Yes.
And then outside our county parks, I mean, you mentioned how we have so much great green space.
Yes, we do.
And of course, the river and the river corridor is a huge one around here.
Yes.
But in general, for Milwaukee County, the parks are amazing.
Yes, they are.
Just some of them are just massively huge.
Yep. Yeah, and getting them more utilized.
Yeah.
But also just giving people, I think a lot of like better stress management.
Yeah.
That's way more accessible.
I've got one. So I've been, I put a group together, just an idea. I'm just coming up with ideas for the things that could happen. Taking people out and teaching them about native plants.
Yeah.
So walking around like a park and being able to help people teach people how to identify certain plants, and then maybe even finding out the medicinal or culinary qualities of the plant.
What you were just saying, so that's our launch session at Gordon Park, relatively not too far from here.
Yeah.
Actually,
really
right
close.
down the street. Yeah. So the idea, that I pitch about like a seeding session, a seeding and visioning session, is that we are planting literal like seeds, right?
All right.
But also writing down what's our vision, what would we like to see, what does the seed actually correlates to something we want to see through this organization grow. And when we're asking people is, plant a seed, some of them will take them with them and some will leave it with us.
Yeah.
But saying that, we're not just asking for like, we're not just wishing the seed is an investment in that for a seed to grow, we need a great environment and we need to water it and we need to come together. That's
so a metaphor for all of it.
Yeah.
So this is going to be
tradition.
So a tradition.
Yeah, and I would love to see that yearly.
Thing?
Yeah, yearly thing, and maybe some of it we can add to those trails. I have to check with the parks first, but I think that could be something great. Honestly, maybe 50 years later, I come back and I'm like, hey, I planted that back in 2025.
Right. And it escapes me right now who actually manages the river trail areas, but is it the parks? It's not really technically a park.
That's an interesting question. That's something to look into. I think it would be.
I think maybe because it's not a park, but maybe the parks do end up, or maybe it's just the city.
I would assume it's the county.
I mean, county, yeah.
Yeah, I would assume it's the county. It's under the county's purview.
It's a question of whether it's part of the parks or not, I suppose. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So on Saturday.
Yes.
Was that the 6th?
Yeah, 6th, 11 to 2.
11 to 2 at Gordon Park.
Yes.
Is it going to meet at the building, the pavilion?
We're going to be in the building mostly.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to have a walk, and depending on how cold it is.
Okay.
If it gets really, really cold, we'll do all of our activities inside, but we'll have a mixture. Most of the activities will be inside, just because of the time of year it is. But there'll be a small scavenger hunt and a little walk in the park, giving people a chance to be outside.
So, and there's going to be this seeding thing. So people are going to get a seed?
Yeah, a seed. So similar, basically, I think some of the idea came from our seeding session, or not your seeding session, which I went to.
Yeah.
So that's and that's what I kind of.
We were doing winter sowing at that point. Was that the one you came to? Was that the winter sowing?
It was the one at Kumba.
Yeah. Were we planting a food seed or just like a native plant seeds?
I can't remember.
These are two different events. I'm not sure which one you came to. I can't remember. Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, so just basically, get one of those little dirt pots.
Yeah.
Planting a seed, but also asking that person, what does this seed represent to you? What's something you want to see grow? Right. And asking them, well, how do you want to grow with us?
Yeah.
What do you want to contribute?
Right.
Basically, a physical manifestation of investment into this idea and a responsibility to help us grow it. It was not, you don't plant a seed and it grows on its own. Right. We need help, and we're doing this together.
That sounds great. If there is I wonder if there's I think there's a Friends of Gordon Park. Mm-hmm. Do you know if there, I wonder, I believe there is a Friends of Gordon Park. I believe I talked to somebody about that. And I think they may have had some plans to do some like restoration. So maybe take away some invasives, maybe just start a native plant garden area somewhere, or just get more native plants in there. And that's something I'd imagine you would need permission for, but maybe the friends already have it. But I was thinking like I could bring some native plant seeds to the event.
That would be,
and people could
do
their indoor planting in their little thing. But imagine if we had permission, if there was an area outside in the park somewhere that would be good to have more native plants.
Yes.
We could actually, people could throw their seed into an area.
Yeah.
And we could, all you need in the winter is, I mean, you need ideally an area that doesn't have grass on it and it's kind of bare dirt.
Yeah.
Maybe it's on the edge of like a woods area, and you just would remove the snow from an area and then throw seeds onto it and put snow back on. And that the seeds go through their natural winter stratification process, and then they can put down roots and grow in the spring. So
that would be beautiful.
Those seeds people put in, they can come back in the spring and see what comes up.
Yeah, that would be beautiful.
That would be awesome.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. And it would be actually a physical impact that a person can see. I think something from my experiences with a couple of different nonprofits where I've been able to paint murals, get some infrastructure put up, is that I take a certain pride where I'm like, you see that roundabout or that painted sidewalk or this X and Y and Z there. I'm like, I actually did that.
Yeah, we could have people doing that. And I guess a dream I would have for partnering with Urban Nature Connection would be to start maybe even doing more and bigger events like that and turning maybe we get permission from the county parks to do 1,000 square foot area in a county park around here somewhere, where we prep it and we come with all the seeds, even the plugs that are 6 inches tall, and put in a giant garden.
Yeah.
I mean, that would just be amazing.
Yeah, some beautification projects, especially in some of these lots. Some of which in a different role I have been able not to put in like plots, but clean up lots and make them
that
into
would be fantastic.
Fun spaces. Yeah,
there's huge opportunity for that. Particularly, I think maybe potentially working with We Got This, but definitely in the neighborhood where there's just a massive concentration of vacant lots. In Borchard Field. Well, and that's in Harambe a little bit too. We have 1 minute, but I went to an urban ag conference, and Venus Williams from Alice's Garden did a keynote and talked all about how with these vacant lots, what if we could put like just herbs in them, just let herbs grow in these vacant lots, like a whole lavender lot, and a whole bunch of ones like that. But let me give you a few seconds to give a final thought, and then I'm going to make an announcement.
Yeah, come out to Urban Nature Connections. Anyone seeing Gordon Park at 11? Hope to see you there. Yeah, this Saturday. It'll be a great time.
Thanks so much for coming, Sharaka, and we'll talk again soon.
Yeah.
So I just have an announcement. Cookies are now on sale at riverwestradio.com. You can pre-order for River West Radio's Holiday Market and Cookie Sale Saturday, December 20th, 11 to 4 at Falcon Hall, 801 East Clark Street. Our hosts, volunteers, and friends are baking more than 20 varieties of homemade cookies, but quantities are limited, so order soon. I am going to be making my famous loquacious lemon bars. We're also booking vendor tables for makers, artists, and small businesses, so check that out. You can apply for a vendor table and order your cookies today at riverwestradio.com. Thanks again for being with us today, Sharaka, and this has been River West Radio Milwaukee, and we'll see you all in a couple weeks. Cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I gotta skip down.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was curious. What were those? And that seeding event that you did. What are those things called that you had the seeds put into?
What do they look like? Which kind that were we using? Were they
like black
plastic?
Yeah, black plastic.
Yeah, those would be like seedling trays.
Seedling trays. Okay.
Or seedling pods, like so. You can get trays are known as 10 by 20s.
Okay.
And then typically you might have like these these sections that fit in those 6 sections fit in one typically, and each section is has 6 little units. You know, so a tray would be 36. So that's a little different.
Yeah.
So that's probably 50.
Yeah, I just have to text the basically executive director what to get.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
send them something like seedling trays. Do you have any suggestions for seeds to plant?
I mean, native plants are great, but again, you have to put them outside. So here's the thing where right now, if you take native plant seeds, and and I could give you guys some. You could give people, actually, milk jugs work the best. You take a milk jug and you cut it the right way,
Yeah.
and then it